What's going on tonight, everybody? Mr.
All right,
Pixel,
welcome.
how are you, sir?
Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Observed 4th of July. Happy late Independence Day to all of our friends. Hey, Mr. Moss, how's it going?
Yes.
Yeah, happy Independence Day. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. Didn't do any streaming. On Saturday or Sunday. But Friday we covered the America games.
Nice.
We played some America.
Some America. I like it. That's awesome.
Yep, hit some old school NES.
Very
but
cool.
yeah, it wasn't a bad weekend. It
Very
was
cool.
Low key.
Excellent. Ours was about the same. My wife's birthday was this past weekend. So
happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah, belated to the missus. She loved this one. This one was 40, but don't tell anyone. Just don't tell anyone. This is the big one, But yeah, no, pretty good. We pretty chill. We got some rain this weekend. We had a lot of rain. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it was a fun day. I had fun. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Hey, just a game nerd.
It's good. I enjoyed it.
Daughter liked the intro music.
Excellent. Jamming out. Yeah, no, it was nice and chill. We did the all-American hot dogs and hamburgers on the 4th of July, which was cool. And my neighbors put on an amazing fireworks display. So for the longest time here in Florida, like anything that launched into the air was illegal. You can have those types of fireworks, but the missus did. Mrs. 24 turned 40 this past. It was it was awesome. Yep, welcome to the 40s club. That's right. Yeah, so they go all out. So Florida, for the longest time, you couldn't even buy anything that launched into the air. Now you can. I guess it's legal on one day of the year or something like that. I don't know, but all the local fireworks stands sell the good stuff now. So mortars and everything else. It was interesting. They set off some pro level stuff yesterday. I'm like, wow, man, this is crazy. No cops were called. Nobody was injured. I don't think anything caught on fire. So we did pretty good.
That's what matters. As long as nobody got hurt and
exactly
didn't cause any trouble.
Yeah, and it was fun. All the kids were out doing their thing, so we got ate up by bugs. Yeah, I'm telling you, it really was. Like we sit and they're right across the street from us, and yeah, we got front row seats to the best show in town. So it's awesome.
That's awesome.
Really good.
Up here in Ohio, up until I want to say a year or so ago, it was actually the similar laws as far as restrictions on fireworks.
Sure.
Like they sold them locally, but you had to sign the card and say, yeah, I'm taking them out of state to launch them.
Wow.
And all that fun stuff.
That's interesting.
But, yeah, it's been legit now to where you can actually get them.
That's
actually
cool.
Did 0 fireworks this year though.
Oh wow, no kidding.
We had a lot of neighbors shooting them off, but I did 0 fireworks.
Yeah. That's what I said. Next year we'll have to go out and spend a little bit and contribute to the fun. I tell you, it's interesting that they let exactly. There was a ton of rain for us yesterday, but I think it's interesting that Ohio was cool with collecting the sales tax on selling them, but not cool with letting people shoot them.
Yep. I have to say it's and that's kind of what you saw going on a lot because we're Northeast Ohio, so we're in the borderline of Pennsylvania. People come, I'll go there and be like, oh yeah, we're taking it to Pennsylvania.
Right. Like, wow, that's
yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not, but
yeah, yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Let's see. So you played some America games last week. What else did you play last week?
We went through Gremlins 2. I know you stopped in for the one stream. Yeah. Yep. Got back in there and finished off the boss on the final boss.
Nice. So, very cool.
Yep. Capped that one off. And what did we roll on to after that? Wow. Wow, my brain just stopped working there.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
can't remember what we played.
That's awesome.
Remember what we played after. But
Let's see.
we've been doing NES lately though.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah, just been on an 8-bit kick.
I've been playing Apex with Draco a lot. Apex has been good. PUBG gets an update this week. I'm pretty excited about that. Brand new map. Should be fun. And the old Red Alert 2, firing up some old Command & Conquer. Old Red Alert 2, which has been so much fun. It's been good. My favorite part about that game is the cutscenes. Oh man, I love them. The B list of actors and actresses that were in it, and some of them went on to have decent careers and are still acting today. And it's funny. Mm-hmm, she says, "Yeah, Special Agent Tanya has a special place in my heart." Teenager me really enjoyed Special Agent Tanya, so we'll just throw it out there. Let's see. Still playing Breath of the Wild. My kids are super into it. They're loving some Breath of the Wild. I barely get any time on the Switch anymore. I get my own Switch apparently.
So with your Breath of the Wild run, so where are you progress wise?
I think I have 2 of the Divine Beasts. My kids just talked me into getting. I was gonna wait to get the expansion until after I beat it, like follow the progression. The kids were like, no, don't do that. So we got the expansion. So I'm like 2 Divine Beasts in. I haven't got the Master Sword yet. I've unlocked the full map. I don't know. I'm at like, yeah, I'm getting there. Probably, I'd say a solid midpoint. I've had some interesting times watching on YouTube some of the speedrunners of that game. Like there's
gosh, it's nuts.
There are people that like just spawn in, get off the plateau, and go straight to Ganon. And I'm like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, I'm gonna use a shield to beat this game. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? This is insane. But yeah, she has M has she has. So my daughter has all 4 Divine Beasts. She has the Master Sword. She basically has everything she needs. Now she just needs to build up a little bit more hearts and stand by. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not shocked by that, but
oh, you're right, just a game nerd. We played through Contra. We played through
excellent
to loop 3.
Nice.
That's what we were doing. But yeah, with Breath of the Wild, did you see just this week, that was an article I read. Someone found out that you can get the Master Sword before you have enough hearts.
I saw that with the campfire, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it. You can glitch it out. I guess if you do that though, you don't get the slot or whatever, right? Like so you can still go back and do the quest with it. So that's interesting. There was a way to do it before that with the Yiga clan member.
Oh really?
Yeah, so if you get a Yiga clan to surprise attack you and then have them follow you all the way back through the woods, they will pull it out of the block. You kill them and you drop it on the ground, you can take it. Yeah.
So how exactly are they worthy?
Right. That's what I'm like, what is this? Like this is crazy. Like, come on, man. Like this is nuts. But yeah, I actually I have not put a ton of time in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, the kids keep hogging it. And I've been playing other stuff too. I hope this week to beat Red Alert. That'd be really cool. Definitely playing some PUBG with the new map. So my wife and daughters went to the library, which I'm so thankful our library actually does rent video games and stuff still. It's like one of the last places on the planet I think you can. And then when the games get old or like they're for the old consoles, they always sell them for cheap. So it's awesome. It's great.
Oh, that's cool.
So they picked up this Wii U game, kind of pertinent to some of our discussions later, but Runbow is the name of the game. It's very interesting. So it's a puzzle kind of strategy. Think of like Limbo meets Super Smash Brothers, maybe. So the platforming and stuff you have to do, each platform has its own color, and like the background will change colors. And if the colors match, it disappears. You can't land on it. And then anything black, yeah, I know this one we got to take back, but I think I'm going to pick it up. But anything black you can step on, it doesn't change with the background. So as your background changes, it changes where you can platform to, and of course fall death is real. It's amazingly frustrating and kind of fun too. It's pretty good. It's a good time. Definitely one to check out. It's fun. And I think it's like I want to say it's 4. No, I think it's 9-player multiplayer on screen at the same time. It's completely insane. Like I could not imagine. Yeah, it's figuring it out and remembering where to go is definitely a pattern game. But yeah, 9 players at the same time, because of course if you run into each other you bounce off each other and you can smash into people and mess them up, and so it's kind of a race. That's where the Smash Brothers aspect comes in, I think. So it's good.
Gotcha.
It's good. Yeah, it's a cool one to check
That's
out.
cool.
But no, other than that, I haven't really gotten into anything new lately. It's been kind of a slow week. Yeah, I haven't really played anything new.
I've been doing a little bit of off stream, but I've been playing Tetris Effect.
Nice.
Like, I'm like, oh, I could go for some Tetris, and I always hear about how cool Tetris Effect was.
Sure.
I don't know. Have you seen Tetris
I've
Effect?
seen it. A buddy of mine streamed it a couple times.
Yeah, the fact that everything you do with the Tetraminos affects the sound,
Right.
and like the visuals a little bit.
Right.
So as you make lines, as you rotate the pieces and all that stuff, and as you create more and more lines, the backgrounds shift and change, and the music changes.
Like immersifies you.
Yeah. And I gotta say, I'm like, oh, let me check this out. And I played it for like, a little bit, and then next thing I know, an hour and a half went by.
Right. That's awesome. That's what he was saying. My other buddy was saying too. Like there must be some subliminal hypnotic stuff in there or something, because it gets him in there too. He's like, wow. Like
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep, and that's a Game Pass one that I was playing because I was fortunate enough to pick up a Series X last week.
Oh yeah, very cool. That's right. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I've actually heard. That's funny when the guy I saw is the Rad Junk guy that hangs out with us. He that's the first game he played on Series X. Like it was the first one he could download and just start playing. So he was playing that as he was downloading other things to fire up and play. But I think that's the game. I've heard it's actually really cool in VR too. Like you can get some 3-dimensional. So it'd be kind of neat.
That's what I heard. Yeah, extra immersive.
Yeah. Like you'd be really into it then. We haven't played too much of the VR. Played a little Beat Saber. That's another one my 11-year-old destroys me at. So kudos to her. Played that Super Hot though. I still love that Super Hot game. That's awesome. I still need to hook it up to my computer though. I'm still slacking. If Bagoom shows up, he'll give me a hard time. My bad. But I do have some games on there to try too. But one of these days, I suppose.
Yeah, part of me really wants to get the Quest 2, just for the fact. I love my PSVR. Don't get me wrong, but it's not new,
right?
So the technology, it has to be tethered to the PlayStation.
Sure. Yeah,
and
having
that
the option
kind of
is nice for sure.
Yeah, to be able to just be in another room, be like, oh, let me throw the visor on and then grab the controllers.
Right.
Kind of a convenience factor, I guess you would say.
And it is nice. It's kind of weird though. Like you have to be careful. Well, there's two things I'm a little on it. I mean, I'm new to VR anyway, so it might just be something to get used to. But you have to tie it to your Facebook account, which I don't know. That's kind of weird because then all your purchases, all your everything's to your Facebook account, and if for some other reason your Facebook account gets deleted, banned, locked out, you lose everything. It's kind of
that's kind of
I don't like that. I'm not a fan. And I know a lot of gamers. Bagoom is a guy, he's not on Facebook at all. He does other social media, he just doesn't use Facebook. So yep, there he is. Man, speak of the devil, he shall appear. But so yeah, it's like it's such a weird thing there. And then like when you buy games you can buy them through the Oculus store, or you can buy them through Steam, and then you kind of have to decide which one you want. She beat the shrine. Oh, thank goodness, because that expansion shrine with the spikes where you hit the ground all the time, I almost destroyed my controller today. Like I literally so yeah, Steam is good, but the family game, like the games that the girls play down in the living room, like some of the ones that I'm not, they're gonna like Beat Saber and stuff, they play them down there. So I got those through the Quest store, through the Oculus store, and then yeah, most of the other ones, which I still haven't hooked up yet, just what we were just talking about, I've got through Steam. So
That is one
yeah,
of the things that is kind of a downside, is the fact that you're in more than one marketplace.
right,
Like
right,
as far as launcher for games.
sure, sure. Um,
And yeah, it is kind of funny because that was actually a topic of discussion in my Discord earlier.
yeah, yeah,
Mentioning about the fact that even on PC now, it's like it's becoming more often that you get a game on Steam, go to start it, and it launches up Uplay or it
right,
launches up Origin,
right, right,
and
right.
then you have to have an account to finish launching the game that you
Yeah,
purchased on Steam.
right, right. That's true. That's true. It just sort of
Yeah,
redirects you around. That is
yeah,
strange. That's really weird.
that, that I mean, so far that's the one thing I could say with consoles so far. It's nice that it's you get it on that console,
Yeah,
you're good to
yeah.
go.
I
Yeah.
consoles are simple. You
Hmm.
put the disc in, you pick up your controller, and it just works. The chats and the
Yeah.
voice chats enabled, the in-game chats set up right. I don't know. It's convenient and it's simple. Like I will always maybe not prefer, but console gaming wins there. There's not
Hmm.
so many cheaters. There's not so many hackers. There's not so many. People still figure it out, but it's not so prevalent. And when you want to party up, you party up with your people. You just rock and roll, you know. And then you get on PC, and it's like you got your chat program to do this, and you got your you got this over here, you got the game playing here, and you can put it in this video mode. I mean, it takes you any new game, especially if you want to play like competitive first person shooters, dude. You spend the first hour of the game going through all the settings, making sure everything's tweaked out perfect, so you can get those max FPS to make sure, and it's like,
Right.
I do miss the days of just like everyone's on an even playing field when you're on console, and so
Mhm.
it's now don't get me wrong, the graphics are amazing on PC. Like games
Right.
look so good, it's like so amazing, but I do miss that simplicity. I think it's kind of a bummer, kind of a bummer.
Oh, PlayStation is Xbox. You put in the games, sign up for 45 things, create
Yeah.
12 accounts, allow this, allow that. 12 days
Right,
later, your kid
right.
can play a game.
Xbox, I don't. I guess PlayStation's the same way. Like you put the game in, and you don't play the game until it installs. So it like copies. It
Mhm.
takes like an hour to like copy over, and it's just like it's just
Yeah,
yeah.
ports is always the day one patches.
Right, right, and that is true, Vagoon. Because like PUBG, when I play PUBG on console with buddies that even have a Series X, yeah, or I'm sorry, they have an Xbox One X, and I have a Series X. I load in faster, my frame rate's higher, graphics are better, so yeah, the gap is growing for sure. Um, yeah, I guess some games. Trying to think the last time, maybe Call of Duty, like set up a Call of Duty account and stuff. But I didn't know, I didn't think that was required. But I've had one for a long time just to track my stats.
Mhm.
So
You know, was it EA? You have to set up an account,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
Rockstar.
right, right. And then yeah, that's right. The now that the EA Play stuff is integrated, I guess that's a separate account. And then yeah, it's just
Yeah,
kind of
I guess that's the plus side, is I have accounts for all those
yeah,
already.
exactly,
So
right, right. And they're all
yeah.
linked on all the platforms. Like you go on any one and it's got
Mhm.
all my linked accounts on all of them. And it's like
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
online
so
life.
yeah, so coming over from PC to console, it's like, oh, that's nothing. I
Yeah,
already have
right,
all that.
right, right. It's like, we're good. It's good. Let me sign in. Yeah, like we're
Yep.
good. I
Yep.
oh yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's true too. Because I mean, I don't know. They say Windows 11. Hey, Tavari, how's it going? They say on Windows 11 that you're gonna have to have. You can't do the offline accounts anymore. Everything I've read says you're gonna have to have a Microsoft account to use Windows 11. So I'm curious about that. We'll see how that
Yeah.
goes. Um, we're
Yeah,
awesome.
really.
We're
Wow.
doing. Yeah, it's one of the things I'm read. I'm like, a lot of times they say that.
Mhm.
I think most of the rumors that are put out there by, yeah, no kidding, right, exactly. I think most of the rumors that are put out there before something comes out are put out there by the creator of the product just to try to, let's see what people really think, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh no, we were never gonna do that, like, right, like, oh no, those were just rumors, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, because no school system will adopt Windows 11 then.
Right. Yeah, there's no way. And I don't understand how so many places use like group accounts and things like that, and it just doesn't. And so many standalone systems, I don't get it. I don't know how they're going to be able to do that. And maybe they'll have special use cases or something, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I know they're just trying to. I know it's just them trying to unify everything together, so that way it's like you have the one account.
Yeah,
it's your computer, your OS, your Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I will say, for having a Microsoft account, going into my Microsoft account, I see like the last 10 versions of, because through my job I get Windows, right? Or not Windows, Office, right? So not the monthly Office, but a full copy of Office. Well, if I switch PCs, I can actually log on to my Microsoft account. It shows all the iterations of it, and I can re-download it and reinstall it. There's advantages to it. There's advantages to it, but you can set up an offline account, and it is nice to. And yeah, I'm with you on that too, Just Game Nerd. Like my kids are getting to the point where they're having their own accounts and things like that, but I don't want them to just have a wide open account. I still want that level of control. So that's kind of another area too, where you want to give them accounts but still keep a little bit. But yeah, I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. It's always like I said, I think companies put this out there, and I think we see it, and we hear it, and then we complain about it, and then they decide what they really want to do. I don't know. We're their test group,
Exactly. It's testing the waters.
You're right.
It's the terrible Sonic CG.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Same thing.
Here's a trailer. How do you guys think about this? Yeah. It's like, oh, it's awful. Well, good, because that's not one that we're using.
Right. Well, conveniently, we had sitting over here artwork that looks exactly like the character's been for the last 30 years. So, which, by the way, happy birthday, Sonic. Welcome to 30, right? 30? 35.
Yeah, 30.
30? Wow, 30. 30 years old. It's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, so lately, not a lot of too crazy stuff. Like I said, the biggest game I think I've played the most lately is Apex. And Apex actually had something crazy happen just yesterday. The game was hacked, and what it was a hack that still let you go into the game, but all of the game menus directed you to SaveTitanfall.com, a website that's been started by users. So instead of queuing for all the different game modes, instead of like going to the firing range to test out weapons, going to the store, whatever, everything, it's like the graphics were, it's funny too, because it was integrated to look just like it looked really good. It was solid. So yeah, so apparently there's a movement right now. SaveTitanfall.com. It's a group of people that are very upset with the way that Respawn and EA have treated Titanfall, because Titanfall 2 came out, and I don't want to say it was a broken game, but it was not a great game. It was absolutely not what it should have been. And we've talked about that before. Us as gamers being so excited to get into, EA's the devil, they're the worst, but it's like us as gamers, I think we're to blame. Yeah, that's right. Well, you had me at EA, right. Well, yeah. So us as gamers are our mentality of pre-orders and gotta get it fast, gotta get it now, I don't want to wait. We're talking about things at E3 2 years before they come out. Like this climate, this mentality has created this. It's putting more pressure on publishers, and not even publishers, developers, you know, like, so developers, I think at the end of the day, they're putting their name on it. They want this game to look as clean and be awesome and everyone to love it. And they want to get game of the year. And like, I think they want to be awesome. But then I think publishers are like, no, I don't care what it looks like. You can give me a pile of dog crap. EA is like, I'm putting it out November 1st. Like, I don't care. You know, I do not care what it looks like, what it smells like, whatever is going out, you know? And I don't know. This climate is not. It is created by. Yep. It is created by. Yep. It's created by the publishers. It's created by the developers in some cases, but it's perpetuated by us, by the gamers, by people going out and doing the pre-orders, by people paying for these microtransactions, by people, basically instituting the fact that hey man, we can make tons of money on this, we could do all this stuff, like why wouldn't we do this? And so it's interesting. So what the hackers did in Apex, it was awesome. I took some screenshots of it. It was pretty amazing. The game was unplayable for like a day. They're in the middle of an event too, where once again microtransactions, they were in the middle of event. Pre-orders or Kickstarters, you're right. It's like we're funding games when they hit like alpha status. They let us play it for 2 weeks and then they collect more money. It's crazy. Pure madness. But yeah, so the Titanfall itself, and not to mention, not only was Titanfall a bad game from the beginning, they've done nothing to fix it. They've done nothing to put any money into fixing the hackers, the modders, correcting some of the glitches that the game has inherently. So I guess as a stab back, Respawn and EA also put out Apex, and yeah, right. And Apex is huge. They're putting money into it. They're making, and you can't blame a company. Okay, if I've got two cars, right, and this car sold 30,000 units last year and this car sold 300 units last year, like where am I putting my money? Like that's just business sense. Like that's you can't. I don't know. I don't understand. Like I understand their argument, and Titanfall 2 was a disaster, which is a shame because I like Titanfall 1, but you can't. I don't understand the hackers. I mean, I understand it, but I don't think their point got across as well, ruining another game for other people. They did get it fixed. It took them all day though. It was like a full day over a holiday weekend. They planned it perfect too, because I'm sure the response teams were at a barbecue, having a beer, just eat a hot dog, just loving life. And yeah, not for long, but I don't know. To me, it's people. Yeah, that's true. People. I think when people want to try to take a stand against something, you got to be careful that the thing you're taking a stand against, that you're doing, your actions are actually taking a stand against that thing. Like sometimes it can get conveyed, it can get messed up in the translation, and no matter how virtuous your intentions were, it can come across bad. So now what you have is everybody out there in the world that plays Apex is like, screw Titanfall, burn that game, I don't even care. And now EA's talking about, we're just going to shut down the Titanfall 2 servers, and it's crazy. Like the backlash could be really bad from this. But I don't know.
They could end up with the opposite result of what they were trying for.
Exactly.
A lot faster.
Yep. And it doesn't help. I don't think it helps your cause when you get stuck in places like that. But at the same time, I do get it. I understand the frustration. We've all bought a game. Man, Medal of Honor was EA, right? Absolutely awful. Yeah, Titanfall 2 Remastered. Yep. It's in alpha. I'm going to go pre-order it. Hang on a second. I don't know, man. There's been some bad games for sure.
And with that development plan like that, how they push games out in what would otherwise be pre-release form, call it finished. and shove it out. It's like, I mean, we're only so many steps away from the companies just actually selling us episodic content.
Sure.
It's going to be where you don't get an entire game. You're gonna end up paying, okay, you're complaining about our game prices. Okay, it's $20. You get the first 2 chapters of this game.
Right.
You want to play chapter 3 and 4?
Right.
It's $20.
Right.
Again.
Right.
And you're gonna,
yeah,
I could definitely see somebody jumping onto some sort of base like that.
Sure.
But,
I mean, that's kind of what a lot of your battle royale games are doing now. Each season, you kind of buy each season, and man, you look at some of these guys. This latest Apex thing, to unlock everything, and now, albeit everything that you unlock is cosmetic, right? So supposedly, although we've had that issue before in games where cosmetic things actually boost damage, and that ain't cool, but. And they're always corrected. It was like, oh, we messed up. And a month later, when everyone's bought it, that's when they correct it. Right.
Yeah.
So
how you accidentally let graphics affect stats.
Right. It's like, come on. And so man, this latest thing in Apex, it was like $120. $120 to unlock everything. It's like, man, what happened to buying a $60 game and playing it for a year or two? You know, like what happened? You know, it's crazy. And yeah, you're right. And now you're paying the same amount of money for Call of Duty multiplayer. A couple Call of Duties ago didn't have storylines. The new Battlefield's not going to have a storyline. Titanfall 2 didn't have a storyline. Like, so they're not even giving you campaigns. They're not giving you anything that you could do. It's less of a game than what we used to get, and us as consumers are like, pre-order, I'm good, pre-order. And then on top of it, you got to buy the season pass to have any chance of unlocking anything, unless you've got time to play like 13 hours a day, which I don't know who does, but and yeah, actually RD3, that's exactly what we were just talking about, was that a lot of this is on, yes, the developers, or I'm gonna say publishers more than developers, are putting this out, but at the same time, as long as consumers are willing to pay it, if you're a business owner and I'm throwing money at you, are you going to be like, guys, stop, you're going to need to hold on to all that cash, I don't need it right now, I'm good? Yeah, it's like nobody's going to do that. So it's really on the consumer to see what this is and see it for what it really is. And I don't know.
Unfortunately, they're not being a unified front for the consumer.
Right.
You did say, it's like you have the people who are willing to pay.
Yeah.
And that's going to keep it moving forward.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm not judging anyone, because I'm here to tell you, I've paid. I've been that guy that's like, that's $100 and that skin looks cool, that gun looks awesome, this looks good, and I'm like, yeah, I'll buy $100 in Call of Duty coins and PUBG coins and Apex coins. I've done it. So I am absolutely not casting stones at anyone, because I am part of what I'm saying is a problem. But
yeah, I've done it right out of the gate with a game. Lol. I mean, I did it for Forza Horizon 3 when it came out. I did it for Gears of War 4 when it came out. Is buy the game and the season, like I buy the Ultimate Edition, because they're like, well, here's the game that's supposed to be a complete game, but we also happen to have all this other content that we'll sell you separately.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done it too,
and that's where it started. Limited editions, and it wasn't just like you got a sweet statue or a mini fridge, or which this room's full of that stuff, by the way, right? It's bad because now it's giving you in-game content, and then every so often, oh, by the way, man, that gun that we got by pre-ordering, dude, it does like 3 times the damage. It's insane. Like, you got to use it. It's the meta, and then it gets patched out. Oh, we're sorry. And it's a cycle. It's a perpetual cycle.
Yeah, you're right, Bagoom, because they did add more stuff later.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, and that's the thing too, is they'll come out, and that's the way Call of Duty gets you. They say Call of Duty, with these last 2 pretty sure it was the last 2 Call of Duties, you're never gonna have to buy a battle pass from us. It's gonna be, you'll never have to do it. So there's a free battle pass. Well, the free battle pass is trash. Like, there's nothing good in it, and it takes you forever to climb through, right? And you only get like a third as many things through it. Well, then they say, okay, so you buy the ultimate edition of the game, and we'll give you enough Call of Duty coins to buy into the first battle pass. And then if you play through the first battle pass, throughout it, you'll earn enough coins to buy the next battle pass, right? So basically they're saying the ultimate edition is going to give you a free battle pass throughout the life if you're able to play through the whole thing. And it's kind of like, yeah. But towards the end of the season, though, especially Call of Duty, towards the end of the season, I'm like, yep, yeah, me too, man. Towards the end of the season, I'm like, bro, I gotta squeeze this out, man. I got like 3 more levels to get before midnight. Like, it's go time, you know? All right, it's not a bad thing, but
to a point, sometimes it pushes you past the point of fun to where it becomes required to not have to pay out.
Yeah, it's like it's a grind. You're like, man, I can't wait to go home and play Breath of the Wild. Oh snap, Call of Duty's on double XP. Bump that, man. We got to fire up Call of Duty. Like, what are we doing, people? Come on, let's go. You know, and it's just, yeah, it's not good.
Oh yeah,
not good.
Yeah, just a game that sounds like every phone game you've ever played.
Yeah, right.
Like, they're like, oh, get this currency. If you do these tasks, you'll get that extra gold coins.
Right? Farmville, all that stuff. Like, yeah, it's like, no. You can grow those turnips. I mean, it's going to take you a week. Oh, but the special event for turnip growing is over in 5 days. So let me show you about this speed up. Bling. You know, it's like bling. You know, it's like for only 99 cents, you can quick grow those turnips today, you know, and yeah. Mrs. We've had these conversations. Yeah. It's
I'm a victim of microtransactions. I've had moments of weakness.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, there's so many times you get to the point and you're just like, yeah, right. You get to the point. Tavori, yes, I've heard that about Genshin Impact. I have heard that so much that game is so focused on microtransactions like that. And I
admit, Pokemon Go, I have bought egg incubators.
Yeah, sure. Dude, all of us have them. Yep. If I'm sitting there like looking at a battle pass and in like 10 levels, there's the gun I've been wanting the whole time. And yeah, I'm just like, bump it, dude. I'm just buying it. Yeah, I will say Bagoom's pretty strong. I think you have maybe once or twice. I'd have to think about that. But he's a cheap bastard. He's one of the cheapest I know, man. He's strong. He holds the line. I'm like, all right, I'm doing it. I think it's Bagoom. I'm not gonna lie. Bagoom would never buy that battle pass in Stream Raiders. And yeah. I'm just saying. I'm for real. Yeah, I have heard that about Genshin, that it's very much a cash grab.
I've even heard, like, even to get the character that you want, like, you're buying these,
right? And it's like a random
loot box things.
Yeah, right. I'm like, that's so messed up. You know what it is? Here's where this psychology started. It started with you and me as little kids back in the 80s, walking out of Kmart, walking out of Walmart, and seeing put the quarter in, you turn the thing and you get the prizes, right? And you're like, oh my God, I want that ring. That ring looks so awesome. And every time you turn it, you get a sticker. Because that ring isn't even in there. You know what I'm saying? But you're like, damn it. Well, not back then. But you're like, Mom, I need another quarter. Can I get 50 cents? You know? And then now they're like $1 for those things. You're just like, dang, you know, it's so messed up. But cool, thanks for the bits, man. Hey, I will say, it's it, man. That's
exactly it.
That's where it all started.
The gotcha capsules.
That's where it all started. That's so bad. That's so bad. 90 wishes to get a 5-star character, and it's like $120, and you're still not sure it's the one advertised because it's random. Holy crap. And
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget that's a free game, right? Like it's completely insane. Hey, I'll say just a game nerd. I'm a trained professional at the claw game. I'll say 8 out of 10 times I get the stuffed animal I'm going for. I'm just saying, trained professional. We should do a stream on the go one day and go to the arcade and do the thing. Yeah, these games, this is absolutely, and RD3, yes. This is the way of the future. I mean, this is the way of the present. This is the way it's going to be for a very long time. Because they're making triple and quadruple the money that they were making putting out a $60 game. And unfortunately, the game is half as good as the $60 game was 5-10 years ago. So it's yep, exactly. As long as us, the consumers, are going out there spending that money on it, they're gonna keep charging it. And I don't blame them. I mean, it's business, like I don't blame them at all. Really don't. But so anyways, Apex Legends lost a little bit of money yesterday because of the save Titanfall.com community, which I wouldn't exactly recommend anybody go to that site. I did not go to the website because I don't know what it is. I don't know what's there. I assume it's people petitioning for EA and Respawn to fix Titanfall, but could be all kinds of stuff out there on the internet, so be careful. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was funny to see. It's funny that they will see. Yeah, exactly. I think they're already back at it because everybody that lost, I think everybody that lost the like the time in Apex yesterday, they made it all up today. So it was what it was. Along the lines of kind of, developers and publishers doing things. So Sony, remember Rewind, was it probably a month or two ago, they were going to shut down the PS3 and PSP store, right? So this is kind of another thing that's kind of interesting. So everybody went nuts. Everybody complained, which was actually really cool because I don't think they should shut down PS3 just yet. PS3 still got some good titles on it. The Vita still has some really awesome stuff. So what they came out and said was, okay, originally it was going to be PS3, PSP, and the Vita store were all going to go away. Now they backpedaled and said, well, then shortly after that they said, okay, no, PS3 and Vita are going to stay, but PSP is still shutting down. Like PSP, like it's so many generations back, we're still going to shut it down. So I don't know. July 2nd is when the PSP store shut down, from what I read on it. But I guess that you can still download things onto your PSP, or not onto your PSP, on your Vita and PS3, as long as they're already downloaded, like PSP content. So as long as you've downloaded at one point, you can still get it. But it's a stepping stone to it's going to be shut down in a year. I would assume.
Yeah, I think it kind of is like how with Steam, when a game gets delisted, even though you own it, you can still get your copy of that game.
Right.
I think their actual download servers are still functional for the time being.
Right.
But yeah, no more storefront.
Yeah, and it's and that's true. RD3, like there's no replacement for physical media. And every time something like this happens, I think people are always like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So Sony said officially, like this is their official statement, they said you'll be able to buy new PSP games on the PS3 and Vita stores, but you won't be able to buy new DLC. So you can turn on your PSP. No, I'm sorry. You can turn on your PS3 right now, and you can go buy PSP games through the store. You can get them and own them, and all that stuff's awesome. But you can't get DLC for the game anymore. I thought that's kind of weird, right? Like, I guess if you
would require the storefront.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's the thing I can figure.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So, Yeah, kind of weird. Um, yeah.
Minecraft Story Mode was delisted and is completely gone.
Wow, that's crazy.
I can't say I've ever run into a game that has gone away to where I can't get my copy
Yeah,
downloaded again.
yeah, that's
But
nuts.
wow. I
That
mean,
is pretty
I'm
nuts.
sure that's bound to happen more too,
Oh yeah, yeah,
because I mean, with the push towards digital, I mean, that's going to be one of the downsides.
yeah, for sure.
And it's a shame that we're going that direction.
Yeah, and it is. I think it's that's another one of those things that, enjoy what you got now, because that's absolutely the way of the future. Um,
Hmm.
I think, gosh, I try to think the last one that, and I'll say too. I think I think that also paves the way for emulation, for private servers hosting games. Like there's still OG Xbox servers out there where you can go play original Halo multiplayer. You can go, um, you can do a lot of things, and it's, yeah, it's a shame that it has to go that. But I guess it is kind of cool that it's spurring the innovation to create
Hmm.
the new things. So that's kind of neat. Um, yeah, that's true too. Your Steam games having to have Steam up. Some games too, if even if I try to close Steam to like try to free up some resources, it doesn't. And then I'll tell
Hmm.
you too, a lot of times I'm playing a game, something's just not right. It's not acting right, it's not doing right, and it's not a problem with the game, it's a problem with Steam. And I'm like, I have to shut down Steam and restart Steam to get back into the game. It's crazy. It happens a lot on PUBG. Uh, it's, I don't know, man. It's like there's
We've
you're
had a
just
few,
adding
we,
layers.
we've had a few times with our Borderlands runs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's right. Yeah, that was the same
To
way.
where for some reason we couldn't see one another
Yep.
to connect our games.
Right. And it seemed like yeah, because that was one where like some of the Borderlands games you could get them through, what was the other store? Steam, and was it Origin? At Origin?
Or Epic.
Epic, yeah, duh.
Epic.
Epic, yeah. So yeah, so it seemed like the people that had it through Epic, and I've even had instances where, yeah, Epic. I've had instances where the people with it on Epic could play, but the people on Steam couldn't play. Like, because
Hmm.
like the Steam link was down, or the Steam's, and I'm like, wow, like that's so messed up. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. We just need to fast forward like 200 years to get to this like Star Trek utopia where like there is no money, there is no, we're all just doing things to get smarter and better and enrich our lives, And so, of course, I don't know how much the Call of Duty kids today have fit into that utopia, but that's fine. So a lot of angry Call of Duty people out there, guys. Like, just I'm just saying, like, rough. Okay, so this will bring up kind of an interesting conversation. Talk about digital things on your consoles at home. So the Wii U and the 3DS. Oh yeah. No, just a game nerd. Real quick, I will tell you, the whole game is installed, the full game. In fact, a lot of times you can just go straight to the game launcher and do it, except for Steam. Steam does not let you. Unlike all my other installers, it seems to, I can play them without the launcher, but Steam has that hook in there where it's like you have to have it, and it's just sucks, man. It's awful. But so the
Yep.
Wii U and 3DS, obviously older consoles. I don't sidebar for a moment. So the 3DS, I still like my 3DS. I still enjoy popping it open, playing Mario and stuff, especially on trips and things like that. Do you think they're
Yeah.
trying to make a Switch style, like with the Switch Lite? I think it needs to be a little smaller to be like 3DS. But are they trying to get this like one console that's portable and local? Like, I
I
don't
th-
know.
I I think that is their main goal is
Yeah.
the Switch is going to be their platform.
Right.
Just that ecosystem is going to be what their console is going forward, handheld
Right.
and home.
Right. So the
And
days of handhelds could be over. Could
I
be
think it's
kind of
going to be
short,
the late
huh?
now.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's going to be the Switch Lite.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is going to take that place. I would be really shocked if they came up with something that would step in place of the 3DS.
Yeah. I almost feel like you have to, hey Draco, welcome, buddy. I almost feel like you need something a little smaller than the Switch Lite to me. Like just a little small. And I liked the collapsibility of it, the protection of your screens and things like that. I don't know. I'm it'll be interesting to see if that is the way they go. Now you give me a 3DS like size that can play Switch games. I'm interested in that. Like that's kind of cool. And especially the one thing that'll kill me though, so like I play now, a lot of airplanes have Wi-Fi now, but a lot of my work trips I fly, right? And that's usually when I break out the 3DS because I don't have internet on some of these plane rides, you know, if you don't want to pay for it, which I don't ever want to pay for. So 3DS, I could just, you know, it is the Switch and like cloud saves and stuff like that. Is that going to, you know, how's that going to work? I guess if you sync it up before you know, go offline. But then,
to my understanding, the cloud saves are like how kind of how Steam does theirs, to where it's saved local also.
right.
It just uploads a copy of it.
Sure.
So yeah, so you don't have to be connected.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Because like I'd still like to be able to, like I think the size of my phone, like, and it's a S21, right? So I think the size of my phone would be the perfect size screen, but I would still like something collapsible, right? Something that gives you the protection. I can just toss it in my bag, you know, not worry about it, throw it in the backpack.
I gotta say, I mean, do you have the regular 3DS or do you have
I have the larger one? Yeah, the XL. Yeah.
I gotta say, because my daughter has a Switch Lite, and I gotta say, it seems, just looking at it, it seems pretty darn close to
Is
that.
Is it really? I've never actually held a Switch Lite, so that's interesting.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah,
it's gotta be pretty darn close.
Nice. So
it's
yeah,
bigger,
I guess
on the bigger side, but pretty close. Though.
Right. And
but yeah, right though, the whole clamshell is probably my favorite thing about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to be able to close it up, throw it in the bag, not worry about getting all scratched up. And man, I'll tell you the Switch Lite, it is kind of cool to have some sort of docking capability to be able to play on your TV in your hotel room or, you know, on the road type thing. That's kind of cool. I remember in high school we would take a Nintendo 64 with us.
Can do
on the road. Yeah, right. That's right. So see, yeah.
Only.
That's interesting. I'm surprised somebody hasn't hacked that yet, because it's still a USB-C port, right?
It is a USB-C port.
Interesting. Not with the video capability. Someone's got to hack that. Yeah, I could see. I could see that having the larger screen, being able to travel. I could see people playing it. Yeah, in high school we put our we took a Nintendo 64 on the road, and we were playing it going down the road. A little power inverter. It was good times.
Nice,
it was fun. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, like the
and with the Switch too. The one thing, it's like, as far as it being the replacement for 3DS or even the DS and the, you know, the touchscreen stuff, it's like people forget the Switch is touchscreen.
Right.
You know, I don't think I've played a single thing on the Switch that required touchscreen.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. Nintendo don't do that.
Yeah, right.
Don't make me have to use touchscreen. So just like don't make me have to use motion controls.
Right.
But yeah, people forget that it's touchscreen.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah,
they could, if they really wanted to, port games over to it.
Right.
That didn't rely too heavy on both screens.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I have never really used the touchscreen. I think I did it the other day, like scrolling through the menus. I don't know why even.
I think the only time I ever do the touchscreen is because I'll hold the Switch, I'll hold the power, and then I hit turn off with my thumb, and then put it back in its case.
Right.
I think that's as much touchscreen it gets.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
E3, yeah,
that's awesome.
You didn't know? Yeah.
Hey, this is what we do here, man. We teach the masses. We're just giving you out great information, you know. Dude, I tell you, I never use it. I never do. Yeah, the motion controls. Yeah, even trying to shoot an arrow with like the Pro controller in Breath of the Wild, I'm like leaning and like, not a fan. Not a fan.
I'll tell you what, the only time is, as far as shooting the arrows go in Breath of the Wild, I could do that when I'm playing in handheld mode.
Oh, right.
Because
I can see that.
you're
Sure.
still looking at the screen, so it's
Yeah,
like
the
your view.
screen's moving. Yeah, yeah.
Right. But yeah, with it on a separate display,
Right.
you just feel awkward moving your
I
controller.
look like my mom playing Super Mario Brothers. I'm like, you know, like, you know,
Yep.
like it's crazy.
The controller has to go like that.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta. Here we go. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Not good. Not good. Yeah, motion control is just a little different. I haven't tried Pokemon Snap, so maybe it's cool in there.
Yeah, I haven't either. Not the new one.
But yeah, so the Wii U, I did not. So the 3DS, okay, I could see it going away. The Wii U, I didn't really. I didn't own a Wii U until about a year and a half ago. Buddy had a bunch of them, and I got it on the cheap, and it was cool. And it's funny, and
I'm
that's
an original Wii U owner.
Oh, very cool. So we got a Wii U, and me and the kids loved it. We played the tar out of it. I think it's a cool console to get into as far as like collectability and stuff. Not a huge library, not a super expensive library. There's some pricey games, but like from a collector standpoint, it's a neat, unique console to check out. It's kind of like Nintendo 64. I think Nintendo 64 only had like 260 titles on it. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's different. But yeah, so Netflix, this might get you to RD3, I don't know. Netflix is no longer supported on the 3DS and the Wii U, which, you know, when you first say that, you know, I think a lot of people are like, oh, I had no clue Netflix was even on those consoles, you know, whatever. But the cool thing, well, the thing that bothers, I guess it's kind of weird. The Switch still doesn't have Netflix support on it. So the Wii U lost it, but the Switch doesn't have it yet. And it's kind of strange. Switch is Hulu only. So it's kind of weird. So it kind of brings us to our maybe unpopular opinion of the week, and this week it's all on Pixel there, so you blame him.
Yeah, my unpopular opinion is I don't need streaming service apps on my video game consoles,
right?
And I don't think they have a home there,
right? Like,
I focus on games,
right? Like, why?
Don't worry about apps.
I have had so many people tell me. I've in fact, okay, so I collect retro, right? I have bought so many Xboxes from people, and they're like, well, the only reason I had this was for Netflix anyway. I didn't do it. And I'm like, dude, there are so many cheaper ways to get Netflix than going out and buying a $200 Xbox One. You know, it's like what are you doing, man? Like, this is madness. Jack, I'm telling you, man, I
hear what you're saying, and I still
I will even though my consoles have. Okay, so first let's talk about this. Tavari, first off, that's crazy. I didn't think about that. You can't get Hulu in Canada, and that's madness. We got to set you up with a VPN because Hulu's awesome. I like Hulu a lot. And I'm sorry to my Canadian friends. So listen, all right, look, I'll tell you, in the day that we live in, where installing one of these games on your console takes almost a terabyte of space sometimes, how you got room for Netflix? How you got room for Hulu? How you got room for anything? You know, it's like, this is madness. This is complete insanity.
Especially my argument too is especially for like the Switch and the 3DS. Why do you need Netflix on those? Because they're internet reliant.
Right.
These devices don't have their own cell service.
Right. Yeah.
Not to mention, who would want to really pay for that much data?
Yeah. You can get a $30 Chromecast and cast from your phone.
Right.
So now,
I mean the traveling purpose of it,
yeah,
like, because like Draka said, the all-in-one device. So with like the
right,
Switch,
right.
people wanting Netflixes so they could take it places, but
Yeah,
you, I don't know. I
yeah,
can't wrap my head around that
yeah.
one.
My car has a receiver in it. Actually, you said something kind of interesting. So the PS2 with the
My
DVD
truck
player.
has LTE in
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you said something interesting with PS2. I will say this. I did purchase a Xbox One S, an Xbox One S, just for the simple purpose to put on my living room TV downstairs. Which the only reason I bought it was so that I could play 4K Blu-rays. I wanted to play the Ultra HD 4K Blu-rays, and the Xbox One S was at the time was the cheapest player that you could buy on the market. I could get one used from GameStop for like $200, and they were going for like 400, off the shelf. So then on top of that, they did give me the opportunity to, like, some of my adventure or my story based games. I could play them on the big screen, which is nice because I game on a smaller PC monitor for the higher resolutions, or the higher refresh rate. But even with all that said, I still switch my input over to my Fire Stick and watch Netflix, like, and watch Hulu. Like, I don't put any of that on my console. So I'm with you. I don't see. Yeah,
Yeah,
Roku. Yeah, $20,
and I agree.
man.
I agree the consoles with the disc drives, because that's a hardware purchase
Yeah,
that was the cheaper option.
yeah. The HD DVD. Yeah, yeah.
Right, but you're not buying. Yeah, you're not going to buy. It's like, well, yeah, I really want to watch Netflix on my TV. I got to get a Series X.
Yeah, right. And it's like, I don't know. I guess in the beginning, it's all it is another marketing thing. Here's what it is.
I'll be right back. Just
Yeah.
because I saw something in chat, I got to do.
Uh-oh.
Continue.
Okay. So here's what it is. It's like, I feel like it's a marketing type thing where, yeah, exactly. So I think what the console manufacturers were doing, they were trying really hard towards the beginning of PlayStation 4 and the beginning of like the Xbox One. I think they really wanted to, they're like, you know what, we're gonna have this one-stop entertainment. Like, we're gonna have not only an Xbox or a PlayStation, but we're also gonna have a Fire Stick. Like, it's gonna have everything that you can do in those consoles built right in here to this. And it was a marketing ploy. Oh my goodness, look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an antique right there. Holy cow. Do you still got the HD DVDs to go with it?
I have a stack of them, and then only one I just grabbed out was this was my pack-in.
Oh, awesome. What a great one to have too.
Yeah, I probably got another I don't know, 15 or 20
Oh, that's
of them.
awesome. That's awesome. I would go grab my CDI and bring the CDI movies over, but nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants. So they've been doing this for years, right? The CDI was the same way. It was like playing all these sweet movies, but yeah,
I just saw HD DVD in the chat. I'm like, oh, hold on.
Awesome.
Like,
That's awesome. No, that's great. I'll tell you though, I don't know. I think what happens is, I think people purchase consoles and they're like, man, I can just turn on the TV, and it can be my YouTube, it can be my Netflix, it can be my everything, right? Like, it can do all of it. And I can play games. And then I think people stop playing games. And then I think people do this, that. And I think today too, you can go buy an $80 TV and it's a smart TV. It's got all these apps built into it.
Right.
So I think that's kind of changed that landscape too. People aren't having to, I think people are still going to buy consoles, but I'm with you. I'm sure there's some sort of kickback from the streaming companies. I'm sure there's some sort of licensing rights. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's absolutely some behind the scenes stuff. And again, it makes it makes marketing the televisions, or not the televisions, the consoles, a little easier. You know, it gives them one more perk, you know, to say, yeah, we can do this too. So for the parents that aren't into video games, all you teenagers out there that want an Xbox, you just tell them, be like, look, we can watch Netflix on this, and it's gonna look so good in that Netflix 4K. Don't worry about the fact that Netflix can't do 4K. Just skip that part. But tell them, like, man, it's gonna look so awesome, you know. And then, you know, you talk your parents into getting that new Xbox, and that's awesome. It's good.
Well, Netflix does 4K.
Oh, do they? Every time
you have to be on their plan.
Okay.
For 4K.
Yeah. See,
they're the only ones that have tiered the quality.
Right.
The cost.
My cell phone company pays for my Netflix, and for some reason they don't pay for the upgraded plan. It's crazy.
Yeah, I gotta say, Netflix is the most expensive streaming service I have.
Yeah.
Because of the 4K.
Right. Yeah, there's that's going down a whole path too, and I'll tell you, it's HBO is pretty expensive, and they've got some stuff coming out now too, you know, like what's the movie it's about to drop to HBO? Kind of a big one.
Space Jam is next.
Yeah.
But they just had like The Conjuring 3, and before that they had Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm sure I could. I haven't looked into them. I think if I had the option to watch TV and play video games, I'm probably gonna play video games. Except for at night, you know, watching movies or something. And then it's kind of like meh. Yeah, that is a solid one. Yeah, Suicide Squad 2, that's the one I was thinking of. Yep. Yeah, Grim Smiles, what's up? Welcome. I'm Netflix is not bad, right? Like they're pretty cool. They were the first. I think some other places have done things a little better, a little cleaner. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. But yeah, so no Netflix on the Wii U anymore, which, you know, do you think that, I mean, is obviously they're not making Wii U games anymore. Is the Wii U still a console? Like, so is the Wii U graduated into that stage of, you know, not retro, but, you know, is it more of a collectible thing than something someone would seek out to play the library? Like, what do you think?
I think it definitely moved to that phase.
Yeah, because it's just because does the Nintendo Eshop still work for Wii U?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it's still got that. It's still got that, but probably not long, right? Probably not long. Before that's gone.
I know some of the people like who have Wii U already or hold out because of the eShop, because of all the classic games you could buy in there that Switch does not have an answer for.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I can't believe that Switch has not just bought in, and I mean, obviously there's licensing issues with certain games, but they should have a Super NES, an NES, you know, a Game Boy Advance. Like, they should have what I can build on a Raspberry Pi on the Switch. Like, you should be able to go to a different page for every retro console, play all the games, like just do them all. All of them where licensing allows it, you know, obviously. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, we did. We were in Netflix back in the day, getting our DVDs, setting up the DVDs back in the day, and yep.
And I remember when the streaming part came about, they're like, well, if you're interested, hit this thing on the website and we'll send you the disc.
Yeah, right.
You had to put the disc in your console.
Yep. And then you could do it all. We had, oh man.
To get the streaming app.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I still actually have my Netflix discs. The one that's for the streaming.
Oh, for the service itself. I was like, Pixel, you're supposed to send those back, dude. Like,
no.
Like,
no, but yeah, the ones that are actually like the software for the streaming.
Oh, that's awesome. I had we actually started doing the Blockbuster when they finally, a little too late, got on the mail service. We got it with them because you could do it either way. You could have your mail stuff and then you could use the store too. You could go return it to the store, check out from the store, and it was all under the same plan.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was like my rentals and stuff like that were just part of the monthly service. So, but yeah, no, it was pretty good. Yeah, like I said, I've got a Wii U. It was kind of new. In fact, I got it just shortly. It wasn't even shortly. I got it to play Breath of the Wild because I didn't have plans on getting a Switch anytime soon, and of course now I have a Switch, so hence my Breath of the Wild pain and agony. But there's some good games. There's some really good games on that console. I still like playing Mario Kart. I like playing Mario Kart on Switch too, obviously, but I like playing Mario Kart on it. All the Super Mario games. I liked some of the games had that interface with the gamepad, giving you a little different setup. Immortal Little Lamb, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Thank you. My alerts are turned off for our vodcast, but thank you very much. I appreciate it, and thanks for being here. But yeah, no, I enjoy my Wii U. It's weird to see it going down that path of like retro, It's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about that, but so be it for sure. But yeah, no. So in any case, Netflix no longer on the Wii U. I'm so sorry. If you were looking forward to using your Wii U to watch Netflix tonight, you just can't do it anymore. So, unfortunately, such a shame.
Not to mention the 3DS.
Yeah, like, you're right. Yeah, I can't.
Who's watching movies?
I can't imagine anyone that had one of these that was watching movies on a 3DS or Netflix at all. I can't. Yeah, Grim, you're right. I think the Wii U was Nintendo's beta run of the Switch. I think it was there, so they did really cool with the Wii and the motion controls. And then I think it morphed into, okay, let's try this tablet concept. Let's try out this, let's see. And then, with the I think they had success with it. It probably wasn't one of their most successful consoles, but I think between it and the 3DS, I think it ended up basically having a love child that was the Switch, so
absolutely.
Immortal Lamb, we're doing good. Let me give you a lowdown. So this is the OG VODCast. Every other Monday, myself and UnbreakablePixel, we sit down and we talk about current events, pop culture, gaming news, anything fun, tell some old stories, have some laughs, and have a good time. So thanks for being here. And really, honestly, it's a lot of fun when you guys are in the conversation. So I appreciate everybody being here. I love that you guys are hanging out, having a good time. And in fact, tonight's kind of main topic that we're going to get to, RGA Shane actually submitted it to the Discord. So if you do have opinions and stuff that you like to talk about, we do have channels, sections on our Discords that talk about submitting topics and things like that. So 100%. Thank you so much for being here. And thanks again for the sub. And you stalk Drac all you want. I stalk him sometimes too, It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong at all. But yeah, so let's see. What else did we have going on this week? Riot Games that made League of Legends. This is kind of interesting streamer news since we have a lot of streamers in here. Riot Games that made League of Legends just put out a 37-track lo-fi playlist that you can play on stream, DCMA free. I didn't say DMCA that time, so I did good.
Well, you actually...
Dang it! I thought I had it right. I thought I had it right.
Yeah, your note's actually wrong.
I thought I had it right. I can't ever remember the acronym. It's madness. Digital media. Why can I not remember digital media? Digital Copyright Media Act. I'm renaming it. I'm starting a petition. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say DCMA, I meant, DCMA. So Washington, D.C., Massachusetts. So yeah, there you go. There's the link. Thank you much, Drac. Yeah, so kind of a cool playlist. A little too chill for me. Like, it'll put me right to sleep. It's like one of those I put on the nightstand. Just it would work well. It's not bad.
It would work, yeah, because I browsed through and checked it out earlier on Apple Music, and it would work pretty well for background for like chats.
Absolutely.
for just chatting.
Absolutely. It would be a pretty solid background for right here.
Yeah. I wouldn't see a place for background of while you're gaming,
Right.
because it seems a little too mellow.
Yeah. Yeah. But definitely kind of cool. So I'm very happy with the fact that everybody's getting into this and creating more things for us to have as streamers, as content creators. So you can use those on YouTube. You can use them. You can use them here. Yeah, no, I just picked a random one in the middle. I didn't start at the beginning. Yeah, I just snagged a random one in the middle and was like, oh, okay, this is kind of chill. That's funny. Yeah, I never started at the beginning. Yeah, like who starts at the beginning? What is that? You know?
I checked probably 5 or 6 tracks,
yeah.
just at random.
Yeah, me too. That's funny.
It doesn't sound bad though.
Yep, shuffle for the win. Yeah, that's awesome. No, it's awesome. And I'll tell you, any artist out there that puts their content out, like, that's awesome. That's really cool. So and
yeah,
pretty
off to you.
Yeah, pretty neat that it's a game company. Yeah, absolutely, Army Mike. It would be super chill for Farming Simulator, 100%. Army Mike is so close to affiliate too. So close. I'm telling you, if he streams for 5 minutes tomorrow and the next day, he'll make affiliate. Like, he's that close. It's crazy.
Yeah, knocking on the door.
So, okay, in the topic of free games that you can go get right now if you are an Amazon Prime member, LucasArts games, this is really cool. There's a lot of things happening with LucasArts right now for a company that was sort of not defunct, but basically being engulfed into the fold of like Disney and things like that. LucasArts has been making some little headlines, and if you put your tinfoil hat on and you start to look at all the little things about, you're like, maybe we're seeing a little bit, maybe something's gonna happen with LucasArts. Like, I love LucasArts. I really enjoy the games. So Amazon Prime is going to be giving out 3 LucasArts games, which they give out free games all the time, which is really cool. And that's another thing I have in my Discord is there's a section on free games, and we've got a bot, and we've got Bagoom, the cheapest gamer I know. They go out and find these deals and post them in there all the time. So 100% check that out too. But yes, exactly. Me too. And it sounds like EA is not going to be involved on that title. So fingers crossed, right? But yeah, so Amazon's going to give away 2 Prime users. So if you have Prime and you have a gaming PC, or if you have any PC, because they're not super games, you can get the Amazon installer, which is just another installer, right? But you get the Amazon installer and you go claim them. So this month it's Secret of Monkey Island, which is a fun game. Might actually stream that one these days. That's a really fun game. And remastered to look well and play well on PC. Next month, starting August 1st, is Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, another fun game. I loved Indiana Jones, anything, like, because I'm Indiana Jones guy, loved it. And then Sam & Max Hit the Road. I've never actually played that game.
I've streamed some of it, of the original running on DOSBox.
Yeah, oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
dude, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Yeah, they're very simple point and click, movement, like nothing too crazy. So yeah, oh yeah, dude, I love Indiana Jones. Yeah, what was the name of the Tetris game? It was Tetris Effect.
Yeah, EFFECT.
It's on. I think it's on the. It's on Game Pass. You said
it's on Game Pass from the console side. I don't think it's from the PC.
Not
side.
On PC side. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. So LucasArts is also on top of that. They're going to. Yeah, we'll set it up on my Xbox Blu-ray player downstairs on the TV. We'll get all set up for you. No problem.
Just make sure you play that story, whatever the story mode is, because that's where all the cool stuff happens.
That's where it's good. That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, they're also going to remaster some games, and I don't specifically know the games. I think they're committed to 2 or 3 for Game Pass. So a couple of their older classics are going to get remastered and put on Game Pass this year. That was one of the E3 announcements. But again, it's like I'm seeing all these little things about LucasArts all over the place. I'm like, like this is interesting. Like, I feel like maybe I would love to see Disney carve off a section, kind of like Pixar almost, like kind of just keep them under the umbrella, but just let them kind of do their own thing, like not too, because LucasArts back in the day, they did some cool stuff. and I would very much love to see some more.
We need another Maniac Mansion.
That would be cool. Yes, absolutely. That would be awesome. Gosh, I haven't thought about that in forever.
Yeah, the original Maniac Mansion was fun. And then Day of the Tentacle. I mean, that one was a blast too.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's about time.
Yeah,
it's about time.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic. That would be cool. I would love to see a streaming series of the stories of Knights of the Old Republic come to life. Like I love the stories. I'll say Knights of the Old Republic 1. I went back and tried to play it not too long ago. The controls were really broken in that game. They were not as fine-tuned. I mean, I shouldn't say broken. They weren't the best. Knights of the Old Republic 2, it was so refreshing once I got through the first one, to move into the second one and see the updates to the control mechanism and things. It was nice from a gameplay perspective. Yeah, I did. I liked I loved the storyline. And it had that true sense of choosing your path. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Pretty cool games. I didn't know the second one wasn't finished. That's pretty neat. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But speaking of Star Wars and LucasArts, shifting away a little bit from gaming news, there are rumors. And so they started off as rumors, right? And everything does. And what we were talking about earlier, I feel like rumors are put out by publishers and things to like test the waters, see what's happening. So
yep.
All right, tinfoil hat back on. Everybody get your tinfoil hats back on. There is a rumor that there's going to be a reboot of the last Star Wars trilogy. And it's getting a lot of coverage right now. It's just sort of, and I'm talking about it started like 2 days ago, and it's kind of blowing up. And so what the basics of the rumor are now? So they're gonna do is like a retcon, and it's gonna be like a retcon miniseries. So each Star Wars film.
So to be clear, we're talking Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker.
Yep. And so for each of those movies, it would be a 10-episode miniseries, and it would be run by George Lucas, right? But it would be Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni coming back in to do the storyline, the storytelling, which do that, it would have me excited. Like those guys, I love all the products. I'm loving Bad Batch right now. Mandalorian I loved. Gosh, all the animated stuff I really enjoyed. So it's now. So they're saying too that so it's 10 episodes per movie basically. I can envision this coming to their Disney Plus streaming source. Yeah, it was a good one too. I liked it. Things are happening. George Lucas will be involved. They actually have unused footage from the movies of Han, Leia, and Luke that they would incorporate into it. But that's all we know. That's not a lot. So this is my question for you, Pixel, and for everybody watching. Is it okay to take a huge franchise like Star Wars and reboot it right after you close it out this soon?
The fact that it would be rebooting what is probably the most highly criticized trilogy of movies, and before you lay anything down that takes place chronologically after, maybe it is a good idea to correct the course.
To just do it right now.
Yeah, especially thinking of it being a series and the rumor being, 10 episodes. Even if those episodes were even if those episodes were 20 minutes apiece.
Right.
You're already past 3 hours.
Sure.
You're gonna get more plot development, like more just every development.
Right.
And there's no way that they would only be 20 minutes.
Yeah, no.
They'd probably be half-hour episodes.
Yeah, or if not an hour. I mean, if they went straight to streaming services, I could see an hour long. Especially if they took that mini series, not so much a TV series, right?
Right. I could see it probably following like how your typical like Loki, Falcon, Winter Soldier,
Sure.
to where we're hitting the 40-minute needle,
Right,
which
right.
which would be blocked for what a typical hour show would be.
Yeah.
Sans
Exactly.
commercials.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay, Draka. So when it comes to leaving alone, did you feel the same way about the Schneider cut of, Justice League?
Justice League.
So, because I feel like the Schneider cut of Justice League, well, not really a reboot, right? It did kind of, and it did kind of wipe out some of the stuff. It definitely changed at least the feelings and the mentality you had. The storyline stayed the same, basically. But yeah, I do wonder if, I don't know. For me, it's, man, that's tough. It is tough. It's tough to take something, and Grim, I hear you too. It is really tough to try to make everyone forget about the last, what was it, 8 years of movies, right? So, okay, right, sure. So yeah, I could, and absolutely, I think the people that were involved with the project were not great. They were not they were not the people that should have been involved on there. I did not mind. I don't have as much hate for the last 3 Star Wars movies as a lot of people do, but the last movie in particular left so many things open. It did not close anything. It didn't do justice to the story. I loved some of the characters. I loved Rey, Kylo Ren. I think great actors, great actresses, great characters. The tragedy of like Han being killed. Like there was real depth there. Like it sucked. Like Star Wars fans hated that moment, but it really did have a undertone of depth that was there. The best Disney princess. I liked him. I thought he did a good job of showing that torment of someone torn between good and evil. Like I think he did a really good job of someone that literally voices in his head telling him to go multiple ways, and so I could see some of them coming back. Oh gosh, what's his name? Ben. I don't ever need to see him in another acting role ever again. I did not.
Especially since I don't even think they went the direction they originally intended to go with his character.
No, it changed so much, and it just it was not. I'm pretty sure that he rolled out. It was like, yeah. And then what's his name? Oh gosh, the pilot, can't think of his name.
That's how memorable he was.
Yeah, it was oh my gosh.
I know he was Apocalypse from X-Men.
Yeah, right. Poe, thank you, Poe Dameron.
Yeah,
he was okay. He was all right. So I don't know. I feel like let's pretend they decide to reboot it, right? Yeah, and this is exactly what I'm going to say, Draka. Let's pretend that they reboot it, they retcon it. It's amazing. It blows you out of this world. Like, it's so good. Is that going to make you walk away with like, wow, this was great, man, I'm so glad they did that? Or are you just going to be sort of bitter that, they should have done that the first time? Like, that's how bad the original one was. And then, and look, like the movie or not, a lot of people put in a lot of work on it, and I don't know. It's tough, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's going to happen. There's a
I don't think it
lot.
will
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors and stuff floating around right now. There's a lot of people getting excited about it. I can't understand how Disney or any major Hollywood production company could just take something that they did, right, and say, yeah, forget about that. That was total trash. Because that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying when you do something like that this quick, this soon after. That was garbage. Here, this is what we should have given you the first time. And I don't think Disney could do that themselves. Well, so Final Fantasy VII is a little different because there's a generational gap. There's a technology gap. There's a generation gap.
Right.
And the storyline did change.
In that distance of time, I would fully expect Star Wars to get some new treatment.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the storyline would change slightly. I think there's a lot of places it needed to change. Yeah, Bagoom, 100%. I feel like the DC movies that's basically Schneider Cut. That's what they did, you know. And no matter how much I like Schneider Cut, even though it took me like a week to watch it, because god dang, that's a long movie. It's still, you still look at it and you're like, so is this the movie? Is that the movie? And when you're talking about a franchise where you're going to have canon and you're going to have more titles come off, right? Yeah, Marvel with Hulk, 100%. How do you just ignore those other storylines? Marvel with Captain America, Human Torch, right?
I gotta say with the Hulk thing though, have you seen the new Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings trailer?
I have not.
Abomination is in it.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
from the Ed Norton Hulk.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow.
He's in the trailer.
I did hear that there's a spoiler about the new Spider-Man movie too coming out.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I want to give it away. If you're not into Spider-Man spoilers, tune away, and I'll get back to that in a second. So, I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think that you can reboot a series so soon. Yeah, and that's true. That's true. I can see what you're saying is the same for sure, Dragon, because it is kind of the same. So apparently, gosh, I forget the actor's name that played Doc Ock in the original Spider-Man, not the original Spider-Man, but the trilogy with what's his name? Oh my God. Who's the first Spider-Man? I keep wanting to say Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire. It was Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
The original Doc Ock. I guess he's coming back as Doc Ock in the next Spider-Man, which is kind of cool. And apparently he was pretty upset. They're pretty upset that he let that out of the bag. And then apparently like merchandising is doing. Yeah.
And Jamie Foxx's Electro as well.
Yep. Yeah, there's apparently some merchandising things have let this stuff out too. Yeah, and it's been crazy. Yeah, Tobey Maguire. Yeah, it's funny. I was sitting there thinking Tobey Maguire. I was like, not Tobey Maguire, but it was Tobey Maguire. I'm bad with names. I'll tell you that this guy was with that guy that was in that guy by this movie directed by that guy, but I can't tell you the dude's name to save my life. Alfred Molina. Thank you much. And I'll say, me personally, I liked him as Doc Ock. He was cool.
Oh yeah.
I thought he did a good one. I thought it was pretty good. I liked no, actually I've not listened to that podcast yet, and I really need to do that because when you were telling us about that before, I want to see that. Sinister 6 coming to theaters. That will be cool. That'll be awesome. So will that be before Green Goblin dying? Because I think he played a good Green Goblin too. God, I forget his name too. He's been in 1,000 movies. Yeah, I know, right?
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, yeah, Dafoe.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe.
Man, that's why, ladies and gentlemen, this is why Mrs. 24 and I have been together for so long, because I don't remember nothing. And I'm like, I'm not even kidding. We've gotten in debates at work, and I like call her at home, like, babe, who's the guy in this movie? And she tells me, she's like, why don't you, the guy with the eyes, he had the hair, but like not too much hair. It was like a little bit of hair. And, and she's like, oh, it's this person. I'm like, yeah, see, I told you. They're like, don't you have the internet? I was like, yeah, the internet's not working, so I need to call you. Continuum transfunctioner. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, with all those Spider-Man rumors and stuff, it's like, I mean, it's supposed to be. Well, I guess what we can really look at is if you've been watching Loki.
Yeah.
I think the groundwork is getting laid for
100%.
what's to come in the
100%.
cinematic universe.
I can't think of. I think Spider-Man is their best shot at moving forward. I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor. I think there's gonna be some cool stuff there. I love the stuff they're doing on TV and streaming stuff, but as far as the cinematic universe, I think your strongest chance to move forward is Spider-Man right now.
At least to kick off the
to sort of break into it. And I think and truly is, because it's just not a lot. We've got Black Widow's coming out soon, so that'll be interesting. I don't know. I feel bad because the situation in the world and the way things went down, obviously it had to be this way, but it's like, it's so not relevant anymore, and I
don't feel it. I mean, it may turn around and surprise me, but I feel Black Widow is not relevant post Endgame.
Yeah. No, and
that movie should have happened before Infinity War.
It really should. It really should have. Like, it would have given so much more like depth to her character. She had depth. Don't say she wasn't relevant. She had depth. Like, her character went all the way back to like Iron Man 2, I think, is when we first saw her playing Black Widow. And so she had depth. She was very intertwined into listen, ma'am, listen. She had depth. Okay, she had she was always a good bridge between characters, and Bagoom, same 100%. But I wish if they would have done it before Endgame, it would have given so much more depth to her demise.
Right.
And if you hadn't seen it, I'm not even going to tell you spoiler, because you should have watched that shit by now. I'm sorry. Yeah. But if no, exactly. Because right now it's just Scarlett Johansson bouncing around in really tight clothes. Hashtag redheads. You know what's up. But
and what I'm really expecting from the Black Widow movie is, I think it's more a launch of, what is that, her sister?
Yeah.
I think it's a character setup to introduce that character.
Yep, and she will be in the next phase universe, and probably be the same type of role. Never that lead, but always that one individual character that can connect the movies. You know what I'm saying? That one kind of background character, and her Russian dad, our boy Hopper from Stranger Things. So yes, absolutely.
I can't see him as anything but Hopper.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm the same way. Every time I see him, something. Oh crap, that's Hopper! Wow, that's awesome. It's freaking amazing. Yep, get that twisted tea. She does not pull it off. Yeah, okay. So full disclosure, she's not an actual redhead. But anyways, yeah, that's true. It's true. I think it was a good character. I like the Doctor Strange movies too. I like Benjamin Cumberbatch. Yeah. And I think the Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah,
Benedict. I think he's Benedict. I think he's a good actor. I love the storyline so far. I wish he had a little bit more involvement in a game, but we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, obviously we're riding on rumors right now, but I think he's going to have a lot to do in multiple movies.
Oh, absolutely.
Coming up here.
With the Loki, the Loki is just changing the whole world. Like,
yeah.
You're going to be able to do a lot of things. You're going to be able to.
We actually say changing the worlds.
Yeah, worlds. Yeah, the universes.
Because
the multiverses. Because that's a cool way of them breaking into that, because now you can do. So we're talking about how reboots, right? How reboots you cannot, reboots you cannot really just redo, but you can change some things. The new Star Trek's, the rebooted Star Trek. Yeah, time travel is kind of a cop out, but it worked. Like, it worked to change it to make a new story with the same characters, right? It worked. It worked really well.
The timeline off.
Yeah, and I think now we're getting that. Yeah, I think we're getting that now with Marvel, and then we can now, then we can, now we can move forward. Maybe we get a new Iron Man. Maybe we get a new Captain America. Maybe we get a, who knows? You can do anything you want now. It's
basically them opening the door so you can cast new people as new versions of these characters that have since died or retired.
Yeah, absolutely. So
we need Chris Evans' Human Torch back.
Yeah, right. I want to see some sort of time warp that puts them in the same scene together, and it's like
that, or let him be Human Torch in the new Fantastic Four that they're teasing.
Yeah, right. Oh God. So
his contract ran out and he comes back as Human Torch again. That'd be great.
I liked those Fantastic Fours. I thought the casting was pretty good. Yeah, I liked them. They were almost a little ahead of their time. I think they were just like 5 years too early. I mean, you have Fantastic Four come out after Thor, right? Dude, and let's talk about this for a minute. Okay. Little sidebar on the Marvel thing, right? Robert Downey Jr. as a human being, if you have never read this guy's story, if you've never looked into how low he was, drugs, jail, money problems, I mean, this dude was lower than most people sitting right here in chat. At this point in his life, he was in really tough shape, and his comeback is amazing. It is, and I'm telling you right now, I don't think Iron Man's a success without Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark. He nailed Tony Stark. Like it, and I'll take it a step further. If Iron Man failed, I don't think we have the Marvel universe that we have today. I think if Iron Man was a flop, there's no way we have the universe that we have today. I really don't think so.
The MCU would not exist.
Yeah, absolutely not.
We'd probably still have a Spider-Man here.
Sure.
Maybe
some X-Men and this and that. Yeah. For sure.
It would be more of the same.
But not the Marvel universe, not the Infinity Stone saga, not anything that we have today. And I put a lot of that on Jon Favreau, because man, that dude is gold. If they ever make a movie about my life, I hope he directs it.
Yeah.
And and two, Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark. It was funny because we were talking about the HD. We moved our living room around recently, so I moved the Xbox around. I got the TV all set up and everything, and I was like, I gotta test out the old HDR and stuff. So I broke out the 4K Blu-ray of original Iron Man. And it's funny, I sent Bagoom a test picture of me doing it, and ended up watching the whole movie just because it was just awesome. And that I am nice. Iron Man at the end, it's just like, it's so perfect, man. So perfect. I loved it. It was good. It was really good. I'm with you too, Deadpool. I enjoyed Deadpool a lot. I'm just a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Tropic Thunder is another classic, but acting range on that guy is amazing. So
because you actually, at least I did, you kind of just forget it's Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, absolutely. And I can't tell you how many people that I've been like, Tom Cruise was in that movie, right? And they're like, no, he wasn't. I'm like, yeah, he was. Yeah. So many people are like, oh my God. Like, yeah, this is Les Grossman. Who is this? Such a great movie. If that one ever comes to Prime, we'll do a watch party of that for sure.
Face as hard as you can.
Yeah, here's a key grip. You punch that director in the face, you limey bastard. Oh, so good. So good. Oh, I love that movie, man. I love it. I love it. So anyways, back to it. I don't see Star Wars having a reboot. I don't see I don't know, you know, I think you're right on as far as Black Widow, and you know, I think at best it's gonna spawn something else. I do wish the movie would have come out before. Would have been better, I think.
I think it would have made it more emotional for her.
Yeah,
sacrifice.
yeah, it actually absolutely would have more depth to the character for sure. Okay, so this is our headlining topic of the night, and it was brought to us through the Discord by RGA Shane. So the RGA guys are awesome guys. They have a home arcade. RGA Shane actually does a pretty cool individual stream, playing games, doing different things. Actually going through some old like magazines, gaming mags and stuff, which is an awesome stream to watch.
Reading time with Shane.
Yep, and then the brothers together, the Retro Game Arcade guys, actually have an arcade, a lot of arcade one-ups, some emulators, some actual systems, and they'll sit there and play the arcade and play music and DJ and do all kinds of stuff. So very awesome streamers, very awesome guys. They actually came into the Discord and said, you know, RGA Shane said, hey, what about fighting games? What is your favorite fighting game? Or even fighting game series that you play. Now I took it a step further by saying I'm going to tell you 100% what the absolute best fighting game series of all time is, and I'm sure everyone's going to agree with me because I'm usually right on these things, but we'll see how it goes. So I will say I will put it to you first, sir, and to chat too, so go ahead and start firing off. What is your favorite fighting game series? First of all, do you play fighting games?
I absolutely do.
Outstanding.
I do play fighting games.
What would be your favorite series? Let's start with series.
Okay, because the series, and
just
my
like the
favorite
general
game are two different. They aren't the same.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It doesn't belong in this. Because series wise, my favorite's Mortal Kombat.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
I'm a Mortal Kombat fan.
Okay. Excellent. I myself prefer Street Fighter. I've never enjoyed the gameplay of Mortal Kombat. I never enjoyed the button combinations. Never liked the moves. Never liked it was a cool game. But I always loved Street Fighter. I felt like Street Fighter for me was anytime I'd get into any sort of competitive fighting games, it was always Street Fighter games. I don't know if that's because they were just popular at the time, like late 90s. But yeah, no, I always loved Street Fighter. Street Fighter to me, the combos, the moves. In fact, so what would be the first fighting game you've ever played?
The first fighting game I ever played? It'd be original Street Fighter 2.
Awesome. Was it arcade or console?
At the arcade.
Yeah, me too. So I was growing up in Germany, and Dad was in the military, so we were on an Air Force base, and they had a rec center for the kids, and it was like 2 or 3 arcades. Street Fighter 2 was one of them, and oh man, dude, I put a lot of quarters into that machine. Played the crap out of that machine because there was nothing else to do really. And then moved back to the States, and throughout high school, the local arcade here had tournaments all the time, and it was actually Street Fighter Alpha 2. And that actually, since we're there, Street Fighter Alpha 2 would be my all-time favorite fighting game. I enjoyed the movement. I enjoyed the characters. I just loved it. Street Fighter Alpha 2, man, I won a lot of tournaments. I played a lot of Akuma's Death Touch. Got it down, man. Got it. I mean, I would just there's nothing better than a bar full of people and you just wreck somebody with Akuma's Death Touch. It's just a whole nother level. This is awesome. And I think that plays into it too. Like I have a lot of fond memories of playing the game. You know, if you take away Street Fighter from me in Germany, you put a Mortal Kombat cabinet there, maybe I get good at Mortal Kombat, maybe it's a different conversation. So, you know, maybe it's just happens to be what was there. Because then, you know, when I grew up and started getting in arcades, the first arcade I bought was a Street Fighter 2 cabinet, and had it in the house for years. Like, I loved it. But yeah, Mortal Kombat. Go for it.
I mean, I would go to say though that Mortal Kombat had the same problem Street Fighter did though.
Sure.
2 is where it started getting good.
Right.
I don't care for the first Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, or the first Street Fighter, which was a beat 'em up kind of. Like, it was kind of weird.
No, it was a
that was a fighting game. Yeah, it was a fighting game. It was just not good. Not good.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, I would say the first Mortal Kombat is better than the first Street Fighter.
Yeah,
but neither to me are going to be my go-to.
Sure. Yeah, Soul Calibur. So now that brings up an interesting point. If it comes to 2D versus 3D fighting games, I love the 2D games. The 3D games,
same here.
Never a fan. I never liked the you know, having to deal with that. Never enjoyed. I mean, I played Killer Instinct. Never really.
I'll see. That's my number one.
That's it, huh? That's where it's at.
But the original Killer Instinct.
Yeah, back in the day. That's cool.
I did not like Killer Instinct 2.
Yeah, that's awesome. I played a little bit of it. I played a little bit of it.
Those are technically 2D fighting.
They are. Yep, 100%.
You know,
yep.
and that's, they have, you know, all the glitz and glam of 3D, but they fight on a 2D plane.
Yeah, that's right. And so I played it and I enjoyed it. Soul Caliburs were not really my thing. Then you get to like the what's funny is a lot of people enjoyed, and actually no one's mentioned it yet. Marvel vs. Capcom. When they started doing the crossover games, I did like those, but Marvel vs. Capcom 2 pissed me off because it took the place of my Street Fighter Alpha 2 in the arcade we were at. So my game was gone, and you know, I would say from an arcade standpoint, the CPS, the Capcom Play System, really cool arcade technology. Gave us some pretty neat games, some pretty cool stuff. Oh yeah, Eternal Champions, I remember that. I don't know. What's funny is like a lot of people, and no one's mentioned it, the Neo Geo fighting games, the Samurai Showdown, the King
SNKs
of Fighters. Yeah, right, really right. Yeah, like, and there were some pretty good fighting games. I felt like they were always kind of limited, and maybe it was just the fewer buttons. Maybe, I don't know. I always felt like they were, compared to a 6-button game, they didn't have the same feel to me.
Yeah.
But like, cause when I talk about like Neo Geo and wanting to go to when I wanted to go to, like, I don't know, going and checking out you know, whether it be emulation or actually putting like MVS cartridges in. I always go to Metal Slug. I love the Metal Slug games. They're so good. And but I don't play a lot of the Neo Geo fighting games, but
yeah, I used to be really enamored with the SNK fighting games at the arcade and stuff, because they had the cool effects of where the sprite scaling, to where the camera will give you that zoom in, zoom out effect.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
got closer together.
Yeah, that is cool.
And
that is cool.
And I mean, the fighting was solid.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed Art of Fighting, and I enjoyed Fatal Fury.
Yeah.
Wasn't really big into Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
King of Fighters was good.
Yeah. I played a lot of the King of Fighters. But yeah, no, not so good. Not so good. Yeah, I still, man, still to this day, not like I was, but man, I can step up to some Street Fighter and play, man, and just, it brings back memories. Too many quarters wasted for sure. But yeah, I've tried to get into Mortal Kombat. I don't know. I like the Mortal Kombat storylines. I mean, I think they evolved that a little bit more than they did on the. I think Bagoom even said that earlier. That's truth.
Especially when Mortal Kombat hit Mortal MK9.
Yeah, right.
The one that was just titled Mortal Kombat again.
Yeah.
That like hit real deep with their storylines from there.
Yeah. and they definitely have done more at giving you some background for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
But
yeah, I gotta say though, that's the thing with some of the games. It's like some of the ones you can go back to, and then others are the ones that you have fond memories of,
yeah,
but then you fire it up and you're kind of like, eh.
right. I'll tell you this much. Go ahead.
I was gonna say some of the 3D Mortal Kombat's like the Deadly Alliance era, you know, that type of stuff.
Right.
I can't play those anymore.
Yeah.
I prefer the old school like 1, 2, 3 Ultimate, and then 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Like the around.
That's funny.
The around the PlayStation 2 era.
When I was playing Alpha 2 at our local place here in town, I also had it on PlayStation at home. So when I wasn't playing the arcade, I was at home playing, just practicing all the moves and getting everything. I will absolutely never in a million years, I don't care what fighting game you like, I cannot play it on controller. I have got to have a fight stick. I have got to have an arcade stick and buttons. I cannot play it with controller at all. Like I've tried the 6-button Genesis. I've tried SNES. I've tried, man, I cannot. Even the new analog sticks, like new style controllers, give you a little bit of that. I can't do it, man. I wanna be there playing it. It's just it's tough. It's tough to do. So no matter what fighting game you like, yeah, absolutely has to be on a fight stick, has to be at the arcade for sure. 100%. Yeah, that's right. They did have a Sub-Zero game. That's right. Oh, yeah, I never played it either. I can only imagine with my love for most Nintendo 64 titles that it was probably a really great piece in their library. So
though I will say, as far as spin-off games, Shaolin Monks on PS2 and the original Xbox.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. A co-op beat 'em up basically.
Right. Yeah, no, I wouldn't call Splatoon a fighting game. So it's more like it's not a first person shooter, it's like a third person shooter, kind of like Gears of War. So like fighting games like trying to think. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm trying to think of what fighting games you and I might have played. If anything, it would have been a Street Fighter game. And I probably like really beat you into the ground, so you probably don't want to play anymore. So, you know.
So yeah, you figure fighting wise, it's like you pretty much had Capcom, Namco, SNK, and Midway.
Yeah.
You know, it was they were the powerhouses.
Right.
Now, Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive had the later games got some really good combat in.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. They did get a lot better. Yeah, no, we played on the Street Fighter arcade back in the house up in Maryland. That's for sure. Hey, you might have squeezed out a W here or there, maybe. Yeah, Shaolin Monks. I'll have to check that out. That'd be cool. Yeah,
I might have to play some Shaolin Monks on stream.
Dead or Alive Beach volleyball. I actually have it on the shelf behind me. I haven't fired up in years. Pixelated bikinis. Yeah,
it was actually a fun game though.
Was it really? Yeah,
because I mean, well, you had the volleyball thing, but it's like had casino games. Wow. Like you actually had like tasks you had to kind of do.
Oh, that's cool.
It was I mean, it was almost, I guess you would say it's almost one of those romance sims in a way.
Yeah,
because you gotta like find the right item for the right person, so that way they'll be on your team.
Nice
thing.
Nice.
And they had like different skill abilities, but yeah, I remember that. I remember when those came out though.
Yeah.
Then they started getting a little seedy with it.
Yeah, a little bit.
they're like, oh, here's a photo mode. I'm like, no, I just want to play the game.
But why? You know, like, what would I need that for?
I'm like, yeah, for computer graphics, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Polygon bounce. Yeah. It's a problem. It's a problem.
But I gotta say, the bounce in the original Dead or Alive was hilarious though.
Yeah, right. Ridiculous.
The early days of physics.
Completely insane. Games. Yeah, completely insane. Yeah. Yeah, well, it was better than it was better in Tomb Raider. You didn't have just like nuclear missiles coming at you all the time. So it's just like, poke your eye out, kid. Rough, man. Yeah, so yeah, for me, definitely Street Fighter's the way for me. That's interesting that your series and your game are not of the same. That's impressive. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, to me, Killer Instinct is a standalone. Just I absolutely love that game.
Nice.
That was the well, I mean, when that came out, that was supposed to be here, look at what the Ultra 64 is going to do.
Right. That's right.
Because it had in the intro, and it's like available for the Ultra 64 in 1995.
Wow, that's awesome.
Then it never came to that system.
Yep.
The original game never came to that system.
Wow.
Ironically, they didn't lie because it wasn't called the Ultra 64 either. So,
right. Yeah, that's true. Like,
they're like, we said the Ultra 64, not the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, not the Nintendo 64. It's totally different, man. Totally different.
But
That's
yeah,
cool.
I mean, it was one of those like arcade games that was just, man, I put so much money into that game.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm the same. There's a lot of quarters.
The combo system in Killer Instinct was, I mean, when you would hit ultra combos and it'd be like 30 move, 40 move hits.
So good. That was pretty awesome. VHS for the Ultra 64. That's awesome. That's freaking sweet. Awesome. Yeah, that's great.
I wish I had. Was that a Nintendo Power thing?
Like a swag type.
Yeah, because I have a Donkey Kong Country VHS that was kind of the same kind of thing, like advertising it.
Nice.
Oh man, I would have loved to have had the Ultra 64 one.
That's cool. That's pretty neat. You gotta upload that to YouTube or something. We need like we need like some history, you know. Well, I'll be honest with you. That's kind of well. Go ahead.
I was gonna say so. I noticed in chat. Okay, obviously there was some Soul Calibur talk. I didn't see any mention of Tekken or Virtua Fighter.
No Tekken, no Virtua Fighter. I played Virtua Fighter in the arcade about like 4 times. It was like, I'm never playing this game again. Like I didn't like it.
It was too technical of a fucker for me.
It was like fighting simulator. Like I just
Yeah. I used to play Tekken a lot.
Yeah, I played some Tekken. Yeah, and Tekken Tag I think was one of the earliest, like being able to tag out with another player. I don't know. So I have to check me on that.
Player, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
With swapping characters, King of Fighters.
Yeah, but like an actual player, like an actual other person, like you could like team fight, you know, and other than like wrestling games and stuff, but like fighting style game, I feel like that was one of the earlier ones, and that was a really cool concept. That was kind of neat, you know.
There's an arcade fighting game for you, WrestleMania, the arcade game.
Yeah, right.
The Midway did.
Yeah. We got it. We got it at the arcade, the barcade here. They had it for a while. It might not be working anymore, but yeah, they had it for a while. It's pretty awesome.
To where I just remember the Undertaker in there. It's like materializing tombstones to hit you over the head with.
That's right. That's so good. Nice. That's awesome. That's cool. They have them out there. That's pretty neat. I'll have to check them out one day. It'd be cool. It'd be a cool way to get lost down YouTube. And so that's pretty sweet.
I definitely gotta look those up.
Pretty awesome.
But yeah, there's all kinds of. I mean, you figure there's a lot of one-off fighting games too. Well, a couple series that didn't really do great. I was watching something earlier today about launch games from the PlayStation 1. Battle Arena Toshinden.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
That was a 3-dimensional, like you move all around the ring, and that was kind of a rough game.
Yeah.
Like Bloody Roar used to be good.
Right. PlayStation 1 had that fighter maker too, right? You remember that? You could actually create and craft like your fighter and define their moves and all that. It was like Fighter Maker or I might have it. No. It's been a long time, but that was kind of a weird thing. I feel like fighting games, and obviously if you're a fan of fighting games, this isn't true, but I feel like for just a general gamer, for me, fighting games like late 90s, early to maybe mid 2000s was like their prime, and then I don't know, it's like there's been some good games, but it's definitely not the mainstream. FPS kind of took over everything, I think.
Yeah, there are some, like you still have some of the nice 2D ones coming out, like actual like pixel art 2D ones, like the new like Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue and stuff like that.
Yeah, those would be cool. that'd be cool
Those
to
are
check
pretty
out.
authentic to the
Yeah.
old school.
Yeah, I tried playing the new Street Fighters, and the new Street Fighters and like the combo breakers and the different mechanics that they worked into it. It got a little, I don't know, it was a little much. I like my nice, easy Alpha 2s, you know. Like,
Yeah.
play the basics, you know.
Yeah, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo
Yeah.
is probably my favorite
Oh
one
yeah, dude, I
of
loved
Street
it.
Fighter.
I loved it. Yeah, so good, so good. And it's cool to look at why was it turbo and the actual like the chips and the way that it was the machine was built to make it turbo. It's really neat. It's pretty cool for sure.
Oh yeah.
Pretty awesome. But yeah, no, RGA Shane, I don't know if you guys are here. You guys might be. They were streaming pretty late last night, but so the RGA guys, RGA Shane, thank you so much for the topic this week. If you guys have topics for us, not next week but the week after, drop them in our Discords, in our channels. We've got some. We're always looking for new information, and we usually cover the current events pretty well, but we love to have a debatable topic. Such as this tonight. So it was great. So thanks for the input. I appreciate that. What about this week? You got any games that you're playing this week?
I had something in mind earlier. I was thinking about possibly jumping into some Mario Golf.
Yeah, Mario Golf did come out.
Yeah, maybe do a stream of Mario
Very
Golf.
cool. Yeah, that'd be cool to see. Be cool to check out.
I was thinking that, and possibly to be honest, us talking about fighting games makes me want to fire up some old school fighting games.
There you go. I like it. I like it.
Just to tour the genre a little bit.
Yeah, I like it. That's awesome. Yeah, that'd be cool too. It'd be pretty excellent. I know for us the PUBG, the new PUBG map comes out, and it's actually Respawn map. It's and PUBG's on sale right now, so if you've been waiting, it's like $15 I think right now on Steam.
Nice.
It's the new map is you're gonna be able to respawn, so kind of cool. We Bagoom and I played it on their test server. We ran a couple games of it. It's pretty neat. Not a bad looking map, so probably do that. I would love to finish Red Alert 2. I kind of messed up my last Red Alert stream. I totally forgot how to play these games. I mean, these real-time strategy games are, and I kind of took like 2 hours to beat a 1 hour mission, you know. So it was like, oh man, it was rough, but I'm having fun with it. It's a good time. Hey, Booty, what's up? Welcome. Good to see you again, man. Good to see you. But yeah, no, it's fun. So it'll be good. It'll be good checking it out. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, that's all I got for this week. Got any closing remarks? Any knowledge you want to drop on us? Nope.
Nothing.
Nope. Nope. In fact, all the knowledge has been dropped. You've got it all 100%.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, guys.